number of autistic students entering universities, and that's a positive step for inclusion. However, many students face significant challenges, including sensory overload, emotional stress, and barriers to access. Assistance dogs have been shown to help address these challenges, yet surprisingly little is known about their role in tertiary education, especially in the Australian context. This review asks, what is the role and impact of assistance dogs in supporting autistic students within tertiary education, and how can policy frameworks support equitable access? I examined both peer-reviewed research and grey literature from government departments and peak bodies, with a specific focus on autistic students and the role of assistance dogs in tertiary education. Inclusion criteria required studies to involve autistic students be published within the last 15 years to ensure currency, and clearly define the assistance dog in accordance with Australian federal legal definitions. We excluded non-English publications, studies without a direct focus on education or autism, works referring solely to therapy or companion animals, and anecdotal or blog-based reports. To ensure a comprehensive search, we systematically explored disability, education, and animal assistance databases, including PubMed and PsycInfo. In addition, we also conducted a detailed review of assistance dog access policies at every Australian university to understand institutional frameworks and identify barriers and inconsistencies. We reviewed a total of 20 studies, 16 peer-reviewed, including 3 systemic literature reviews and 4 grey literature sources. 14 of these were child-focused and 6 were education-focused, predominantly at primary or secondary level. Using established research synthesis methods, the findings were applied to inform understanding of tertiary education contexts. For each study, participant numbers ranged between 10 to 70 individuals and included both students and parents. Most research was conducted in North America or Europe, so we have to be cautious when applying these findings to the Australian context, as there are differences in legislation, disability support frameworks, campus infrastructure, cultural attitudes towards disability, and of course the legal definition of assistance animals under Australian law. It's for this reason that we examined university policy documents in addition to have a look at the Australian context specifically. Filled 4 key themes. Educational access, which showed that assistance dogs help students navigate campus and learning environments with greater independence. They reduce sensory overload and make participation easier and less stressful, and boost confidence and autonomy. For example, students felt less anxious and more able to focus. In terms of emotional regulation, we found assistance dogs reduce stress, anxiety, and agitation. They support sustained emotional regulation and mood stability, providing a consistent sense of safety and predictability. These form the foundation for improved participation and engagement in academic life. Social inclusion, and we know that assistance dogs act as social catalysts, helping students engage with peers, initiate conversations, and feel a sense of belonging. They shift perceptions from disability to capability, help reduce stigma, foster confidence, and help navigate social settings. Students feel more included and valued, which enhance their participation. In terms of policy and institutional considerations, there was great variation across universities. There's widespread inconsistency, with every institution requiring a level of evidence for public access that doesn't align with federal law and doesn't align with one another. Policies often demanded registration or accreditation that's not legally required, and terminology widely varied, risking confusion and exclusion. These were real barriers to access, and the lack of standardised, legally aligned frameworks undermines the potential benefits of assistance dogs. This theme shows that without coherent, consistent policy, the positive impacts of assistance dogs are at risk of being compromised. It suggests that assistance dogs have a clear and valuable role in supporting autistic students in tertiary education, as they help improve emotional regulation, enhance educational access, and foster social inclusion. Without such frameworks, these benefits just cannot be fully realised. We need to have consistent, legally aligned policy documents, clear procedures and terminology, and staff need to be training and in compliance with legislation. For these findings are educators, disability support staff, and policymakers from universities. And it's recommended that universities develop consistent DDA or federal law aligned university policies for assistance dog access. They implement staff training on rights, welfare, and inclusion, and conduct Australian tertiary research on assistance dogs' impact on wellbeing and learning. This review is that assistance dogs have the potential to transform the tertiary experience for autistic students, but systemic change in policy, research, and practice is absolutely essential. Can change lives, but the challenge is now to ensure universities change their policies so these benefits are not the exception but the standard. And although not technically part of this presentation, I just wanted to add some frequently misunderstood facts so that more people can be informed and I and other people face less discrimination against our assistance animals. Thank you.